Everybody, welcome back. Today I have some work on the mower. Thanks for tuning in. Come along, I'll show you what I got going on. This is a John Deere x728. These are four-wheel drive. This has a 54-inch deck. This particular one's about 12 years old. And what I'm going to work on today are the deck wheels. You can see there's one, two, and then two on the other side. There's four in total. If you're looking at them online, they may be called gauge wheels, G-A-G-E. The wheel, the axle, and this rod, it's sold as individual parts if you're looking to get them online. Nothing lasts forever. So you can see this particular axle here. You can see it, how it got worn down at the bottom there. That was a complete solid rod. And this is the part that wears out the most. In addition to that, the wheel gets sloppy. So in this case here, the bolt that comes through in the wheel itself gets all deteriorated. Some of the wheels actually break down and lose the covering on them. Now, if you have one of these 728s, what you'll have are three arms that are like this, and then one arm that has a flat bracket to it. Well, I looked online on the John Deere site and all the John Deere parts site, and these are very expensive. To give you a sense of, this particular rod, you know, it's all one piece. This is anywhere from $50 to $65, okay? The wheel itself is another 20 or 30 bucks. The nut is sold separately, and washers are sold separately. So if I was to buy a whole unit, all in, all the parts, out the door, we're talking 150, 160 bucks. And that's for one of these units. So if I had four, we're talking, let's say it's 150. 150, that's 300. Another, we're talking 600 bucks in total for new. I just couldn't do that. So there's a couple alternatives you can do. One is you can take a couple drill bits and actually bore this axle out. You'd start off with a pilot hole coming in here, and then the bigger one to actually bore this out, and then replace it with a bolt, and then get some aftermarket wheels, which is still going to be, let's say, 20 bucks for the wheel. Let's say another, time and effort, you put that in. Let's say you're talking 30, 40 bucks just to do that, just to preserve this rod here. Another option is to buy used parts. Take it off another mower and recycle them onto yours. And that's the option I chose. So I figured if I could find a deck for sale, and the deck had the wheels and the axles, that might be the way to go. And here's what I found. Almost brand new 54-inch deck. This one came off a x540, I believe. Many of the parts are interchangeable. This deck is clean. The guy I bought this from, he used his tractor as a legit tractor, not really as a mower. He said he used this maybe a handful of times. It's in perfect condition. It has all the four wheels, the axles, the whole shoot and match that somewhat matched my tractor. I was able to pick this up for 400 bucks. So for 400 bucks, I'm able to get not only the wheels, the rods, the axles, the nuts, everything. I got pulleys, I got spindles I'll probably repurpose. In fact, what I'm thinking of doing is taking what I need off of that deck and then putting the deck for sale and get something back for it. The only thing I have to solve for, here's the original stud or the rod. Here's the new one. You could see the original is much more stout than the one I'm going to replace it with. The good news is a lot of the wear and tear is not on this part of the assembly. It's really down here at the axle. But it's a pretty easy problem to solve. I just have to put a sleeve around this rod here that will make up the difference between here. And I got a good idea to do that. I'm going to recycle this garden hose that I've been holding on to. One day I said, I'm going to need that someday. Today's the day. If I just cut off a piece of the garden hose, slice it down the middle like I did here, create the sleeve. Let's put it over and see how it works. Put it right on. Beautiful. Look at that. And there's enough space for the hole here. What I'll do is I'll drill coming through so that when I put this in, the pin should fit pretty well. Let me bring it over to the mower deck and see how she fits. Oh, it's just a little bit snug, but it's gonna go in fine. I think I just need to put a little bit of oil or lube on that. It will go through. Once I drill through that pin, it should be good. All right, I was able to get this side in. Let me give you a couple updates. First is this pin on my mower is just a little bit thicker than the pin on this deck here. So I just needed to bore the hole in the actual rod a little bit more. So here are the ones that I'm putting in. It's the 4th hole down that I'm going to, and the holes on my mower takes a 21/64 hole. The other update is related to the sleeve that I'm putting in. A full sleeve is just too much. So I have here, let's call it a 1/4 of a sleeve. That seems to make it nice and snug. And then what I do on the other side, where there's a little bit of gap, I put in as much of the hose sleeve as I can. It's nice and tight and snug in there. Shouldn't be a problem. All right, there we have it. 4 relatively new wheels, posts, axles. Let's take her down. I'll do a test run over there, see how it's working out. All right, everybody, I think we're good. And hey, if you know anybody looking for a 54-inch deck for x540, give me a call. See you later.